Hola, this is Luiza. I come from Brazil and I'm most excited to share with you my capstone project for the AFS Global STEM Academies 2024. So, let's start. In this video, we'll go through the following contents. When I was a child, I would go to my grandmother's house where my mother grew up, and there, our favorite activity, together with my cousins, was to swim in the river. It was so much fun. In this photo, you can see us in the river. When I would go back to my house in the city of Juiz de Fora, I would wonder why I could not do the same in the river in there. After receiving education, I came to understand the reason why and turned out to be a girl who loved biology and was passionate about biodiversity and nature. Juiz de Fora is crossed by a river called the Paraibuna River. Paraibuna is an indigenous term that means river of dark waters. Our city was the very first in Latin America to build an hydroelectric energy generation system. At that time, the river was still a place where people in the city would go to swim, fish, and sail. In the third picture of this slide, you can see the record of a time when citizens planned an ecological embrace of the Paraibuna River. It brought together 3,000 people in the banks of the river, and it constructed a human cord measuring almost 2 kilometers. I found this while researching for Biocycle. The sad thing is that with the development of the municipality, Paraibuna became more polluted every day, currently receiving around 725 liters of sewage per second. But change finds itself everywhere, so why not bring it to our community? Therefore, recapping the problem with data, Paraibuna is a scenario of resilience. Its urban section does not support aquatic life, and 69.2% of the city's sewage is not treated and it's leaved to Paraibuna River. Biocycle, the solution I propose, will mainly address the 6th, the 11th, and the 14th SDG goals. I'd then like to introduce you my most important sentence in the word. Now, time to dive into the prototype. There are two principal ways to treat sewage, one that is centralized and the other that is decentralized. What the government has been trying to do in Juiz de Fora is the second option. However, those require expensive infrastructure and are usually built in highly developed countries. I designed Biociclo, dividing it into three main phases. The first is the septic tanks that separate the water from sludge and scum and make anaerobic bacteria available to digest organic compounds. The second is a physical filter, which can be very easily constructed using sand, carbon, which should always be derived from the reuse of organic matters, such as coconut and orange trees, and gravel as the third filter membrane. The third is the constructed wetlands, which remove toxic components, mainly nitrate and phosphate, by phytoremediation. An innovation Biocycle has is the implementation of greenhouses so that the system is more resilient, and the rotation of macrophytes. The rotation of macrophytes is presented in this slide, and it is separated by each season. Now, for the feedback, I showed my prototype to environmental engineers who said the following. But then I pondered for about 3 weeks on how could I implement the first and the second feedback until I finally had an idea. What about proposing city parks to construct Biociclo? The city would be able to combine centralized and decentralized systems and reach areas not currently connected to the main system of the urban area. In this map, you can see the centralized systems and where the parks are located and where Biociclo could be located as well. The treated effluent can be disposed of in water bodies. Moreover, as citizens visit those parks, there could be activities of community engagement and learning, making these decentralized treatment systems a way to connect people with their responsibilities. I truly believe that the change starts with a story, and that is mine. So I hope you like it. Thank you.